This is Eric Rutan of Cannibal Corpse. You are listening to the Scars and Guitars podcast with Andrew McKay Smith.
You've tuned into a conversation between myself and former Cradle of Filth guitarist Paul Allender. Paul was in the band for 2 stints, the first of which was in the 1990s. He wrote and recorded on The Principle of Evil Made Flesh, and then he wrote the majority of the follow-up, the album that broke the band worldwide, Dusk and Her Embrace, although he would not feature on the 1996 edition. He returned in 1999 and left again around 2012 or 2013. I've not always understood or appreciated Paul's contribution to the band, but that has since changed. I believe he is the band's most important guitarist nowadays, and the reason for that, when he was in the band, he wrote and composed the majority of the band's music. Something else you'll need to know about this chat before we continue, it does not feature any references, or many at the very least, to Cradle of Filth. Paul asked me to remove all references to his former band, and I have honoured that request. Instead, you'll hear from Paul as he talks about what he's been up to these days. He's relocated from Britain and now drives trucks around the Midwest of the United States, and he's got a brand new outfit. His creative muse is on fire once again via the UnNamed Horrors. He sent across demo recordings, and in my opinion, it is the strongest material yet to feature his signature riffage. So here he is, former Cradle of Filth guitarist Paul Allender.
I'm so used to this, talking to people on the other side of the world. It's either in the middle of the day, which you've kindly done for me right now, or it's transverse. It's at 2 and 3 and 4 a.m.
Oh, nightmare. I mean, it's not too bad at the moment. It's like, it's 9 o'clock at night here now. You're obviously a day ahead.
Yes, yeah, that's right. Yeah, are you on the East Coast or West Coast?
I'm in the middle. It's basically close to the east. I'm like in the Midwest. I'm in Wisconsin, which is sort of like to the side and below like Minnesota.
Yeah, it's sort of near Chicago in a kind of way, isn't it? Not too
pretty
far.
much. Yeah. I'm only about 2.5 hours from Chicago now.
Yeah. Well, look, being British, you're not too different to an Australian, mate. How did you acclimatise to living in the States? Because I know that if you're there for a holiday, it's pretty similar, but I take it living there, you probably find that it's very different from where you're from.
It is. It's definitely, I mean, it was obviously cool when I first moved there, but it's like once you live somewhere and you get used to it, then you start to see the cracks and the holes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the same as anywhere. You know, it's the same as if you was going to move to England. It'll be amazing to start off with if you never lived there, but then you'll start to see the cracks and the holes and stuff and everything. I prefer it here, to be honest, just because of the space.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot, obviously it's a lot bigger than the UK. And everybody, and when I first moved over here, I lived in the Twin Cities in St. Paul.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, I never really lived in a city. Well, it's kind of on the outskirts of the city where I lived, but it's, that was pretty cool. I like that. But now me and the wife, we're in the middle of freaking nowhere now. You know, we're in a tiny ass little, I don't know whether it's a city or a town or a village, I don't know, but there's only like 7,000 people there, and that's it. But it's over a pretty large area, you know. I prefer it because when I was growing up in the UK, a lot of my friends were from a place called Manningtree, and that was a tiny ass little town, little village town. And where I live now, or where we live now, it really reminds me of that. So it's a lot more. It's more recognisable as in like feeling wise. You know,
is the weather comparable? Like is the weather comparable to back home or different?
No, it's fucking freezing here right now.
Oh, right.
It was today. We was at like I think it was -9 today Fahrenheit.
Oh wow! Yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah, but here there's a lot of snow. I mean, in the UK as a kid, I loved the snow. It was awesome. But then that's one thing what I liked about moving here to where I live now, because you're guaranteed on Christmas is going to be a white Christmas.
Oh, beautiful.
You know,
yeah.
and it's always, and like now kicking in. I mean, because like as a job, I drive an 18-wheeler, and
Really? Okay.
it's and like today, for argument's sake, I was driving freaking. It was only like I think it was like a 300-mile round trip I did, but it was in the middle of freaking snow at -11.
Oh God, I couldn't handle that. It's like 30 degrees Celsius here right now, which is mild for where I'm from, and it can get up to, like yesterday it was 36 degrees or whatever it was, and I've got to say I felt it then because I was doing yard work. But mate, I go through about 3 or 4 Gatorades a day if I'm outside, because I try to stay outside as often as I can, get some vitamin D, and my heritage is from the British Isles, so I'm pasty white. We've got to be very careful. But I don't know how you do it in that sort of weather, mate. I've experienced it a little bit down in Tasmania and stuff, but I can only last a couple of days, I think, before. I think you got to acclimatise to that sort of weather, as opposed to sort of exactly like what you said. You move somewhere a bit more temperate, and then you sort of moved into those colder places. I think whether that was a strategy or otherwise, but at least it gave you time to acclimatise to it. Because driving an 18-wheeler too, it's a very interesting segue, actually. I've always thought you were a very capable fellow. We have actually met before. I would never expect you to remember these things. At a fan event down in Sydney. It was back when Gian was in Cradle of Filth. That's how long ago that was.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow, that was a while ago.
And those fan things. You've just jetted in from the UK, and then you're meeting 200 or 300 crazy fans who want all of their stuff signed. So I could sense within the band at the time there was a bit of a, not do we have to do this, but look, we'd rather be sleeping sort of a thing, which we get all the time in Australia because we're so bloody far away. But just around about the point, mate, from the bands that you've been in the past, of course, Cradle being the best known, how on earth did you end up driving an 18-wheeler?
Well, when I left the band, when I moved here, I was still in the band, and then it just went. I just decided I didn't want to be in it anymore. I'm not going to go into details, but I decided I didn't want to be in it anymore. And then I kind of bounced around jobs and stuff and trying to figure out what I wanted to do, because I'd been in the band for so long. And that's all I was like climatized to, and then then I had to look around getting stuff. I tried all kinds of things and nothing really. I couldn't get my head around anything really, because it was, I don't know, it was just trying to get used to like normal life.
You're a musician, yeah, I get what you're saying, but you're a born musician clearly. So yeah, it's difficult to sort of find another profession or trade once you've been doing that for as long as what you have. Yeah,
and then I tried all this stuff, and I tried bouncing around for like a couple of years trying to do this stuff, because I actually, I physically, I was out in the music industry and stopped playing guitar. I didn't even pick it up for 7 years. Okay. I think it was. I needed a creative break. I needed to get away from like the whole industry thing, because it wasn't what it used to be, and also it was having a physical toll on me, which was affecting my health. So I needed to get away and like just do something different. So I was trying to do all this other stuff, and then I don't know how it come around, but then I was just looking online. Well, actually, I wasn't even looking online. I was just like, one day I just thought to myself, what a bit like driving a semi. It just come into my head. I'm like, So I ended up having a look, just because there was companies that paid for schooling, right? And so like now what then? So these companies pay for schooling, and I just basically looked online, free tuition and and all that stuff. And then it was so ridiculously easy to get into. I don't know why other people don't do it. It's freaking the easiest job in the world. It really is. But I just applied this company, and literally it must have been 3 weeks later, after I'd gone through all everything, gone through I had the whole drug screening test done. I had all this stuff, and then all of a sudden yep, next week you're down in this state, you'll start your truck driving school. I went, well, that's freaking quick. All right then. So I went down there. I just went over that, did that, and then that was it. And now all of a sudden all the school loans paid back and all this stuff, it didn't cost me a penny, and it's a decent living, you know. But what I really like about it is that I drive on my own, and I'm actually with myself, and I'm being left to my thoughts while I'm driving.
Yes.
You know, it's for me, it's the isolation thing, you know, and that's where this new band idea came from.
Okay, that answers a lot of questions in one sentence and effectively, or one statement anyway. Okay, so the Unnamed Horrors is something that you've conjured during these long drives in the snow.
Pretty much, yep. Yeah, so what happened was when, you know, because like I was driving. This is when I was still training, and so I was driving. My trainer was asleep in the back in the back bed while I was driving, and so I was going along, and because I just was going into that, you know, and like was going through like some tough-ish times and stuff, and like not relationship wise, but like financially and stuff like that.
Sure. Yeah.
So it was a lot riding, not so much on my shoulders, but there was just a lot riding on everything to be able to actually get stuff up and get up and running and just get back to normal again. So what I did, I was driving, and I just remember I got fucking retardedly stupid depressed, you know, and it was to the point where I couldn't go any lower. And for some reason, I don't know why, but I had this stupid, crazy idea of like just this idea of this music idea. And all of a sudden I was like, hang on a second, I've got these audio books. All right, let's just try listening to one of these, you know. And I've always been into H.P. Lovecraft, always have done. But honestly, I was really only into it just for like the imagery side of it. I never really read any of his stuff. And I thought it was a cool imagery and the concept was really cool. But this time when I was driving, I was like, so I pulled over, I was like, flip through my phone, put my headphones in. Thought, this one, you know. So it's basically just a collection of H.P. Lovecraft stories. And then I was listening to the Dunwich Horror, and then all of a sudden I just got these fucking bizarre video ideas come through in my head, you know. And so I was like, that's freaking awesome. So I called one of my friends who lives in like Fresno, California. He's like a video guy. He's super freaking, he's amazing at what he does.
Talented. Yeah.
And yeah, it really is. He's got like, I think it's like 4 Emmys to his name for his camera work.
Shit.
But yes, so I was talking to him, and I says, "You've got this fucking I just had this fucking weird light bulb go off in my head about this idea for this video." So I was talking to him about it, and he was like, "Dude, that's fucking amazing." I went, "No, it's just weird." And he says, "Like, you're going to do a band?" I'm like, "I don't know, you know, I don't know whether I want to go back into it again or not." So, and then it was like, well, if you do, you know, I think it'll be amazing if you did do it, blah, blah, blah. I said, I don't know, because throughout the time I tried picking my guitar up again, tried playing, and I was like, I'm not into this. So I put it back. It'll hang on the wall for a few more months. I'll try and pick it up again, play it again. And I'll just get like the horrible like memories I got back from when I was doing it full time. So I'm like, nah, put it away. And I said to myself then, I says, I'm only going to pick it up, play and write only if I really want to do it. If the inspiration's there, I'm not going to force it. So another few years went by. And then all of a sudden this time, since I was driving, I just got this freaking crazy inspiration come in. It was weird. It came out of the middle of fucking nowhere. Just out of nowhere. There was nothing really weird. Just even gave me the idea to, and it was there, you know, and which was really bizarre. So, and then one thing led to another, and then I ended up, and then some people helped me out on Facebook. I'll name everybody, not in this interview, but I'll name everybody once it's all out who's really helped and like really, really helped me along the way to getting back into it again. You know, it'll be on the band, not Facebook, but band website and stuff. But that's later on. But so what I ended up doing was so some people helped me with different pieces of equipment because I didn't have anything, and I just put in the feelers out, and then someone else come and helped out with stuff, and someone else come and helped out with stuff. But the crazy thing is that what's going on with this music and this band now? I started this up because there's no expectations. I'm only doing this purely just for the love of writing music, releasing albums. I'm not bothered about making money out of it. I don't care about that. It's purely just for me getting back into music again and writing music that I want to hear, that I want to play, and there's no ulterior motives. There's nothing, like I said, there's no expectations of going anywhere or doing anything, to be honest. I'm doing it just because I want to do it. And because I started off like that, then I reached out to a couple of guys saying, hey, you always said if I ever got a band together or an idea to come and talk to you. I've got this idea. Do you want to do it? And they went, yep, definitely. Oh, okay, cool. And then because then I was looking for it was just I started writing songs, and it was nothing. When I say it's not serious, I don't mean it's in a joking way, but it was obviously serious music, but it wasn't
doing it because you're a born musician, and that's why you're doing it. And if something good comes from it, you'll grasp it.
Yeah, of course, yeah. So, and then all of a sudden, this was weird because out of the middle of nowhere, I said I've just written these tracks, and I was looking for a keyboard player because I had like a specific, well, not really a keyboard player, to be honest. I was looking for a choir master and orchestral, someone who writes orchestral music, like proper orchestral music. Not just messing around on a keyboard. They physically write it out and they put orchestral and like choir shows on. Mm-hmm. That's the idea that I wanted. And I tried a couple of people. It didn't kind of work really. One didn't want to do it, and then another one didn't have the time to do it. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, there's this the keyboard player who I'm working with now. He's amazing. He's in the band, so I'm working with him. So he's he's a journalist. He wanted to do an interview with me, and he reached out to someone else to contact me. And so he contacted me, and I started talking to him. And he goes, "Hey, if you've ever, can I do one song?" I went, "Yes, sure." And I says, like, what's it like? So I was really skeptical, because he didn't have any stuff online. I couldn't hear anything that he'd done, because it turned out he's a freaking choir master, and also he's an orchestral dude that puts on live shows with orchestras and choirs. Mm-hmm. And the crazy thing is with this, what I'm doing now, I haven't really reached out to anyone. Everything's been attracted to what I do, to what I'm doing right now. So because of that, I'm a huge believer in like the universe will prevail and all that stuff now.
Yeah, me too.
And everything I'm doing now with the Unnamed Horrors, the way the music's coming out, basically what's happened now, the way the music's evolving, it's basically, it feels like it's writing itself now. It's turned into its own entity. It has, I know every band says this, but believe me, when you hear this, you'll understand. It's turned into its own sound. We haven't gone specific, we're this subgenre or we're this or this. What we've done is we've just let the music take whatever path it wants to go, and we'll just feed it, and then however it turns out and wherever it goes, it will go, so everything all of a sudden now, including the artwork, the lyrics, the album titles, the stuff that's coming out with the album, I'm not going to say what that is until it comes out, and the songs, it's evolved into this insanely professional package, and I had no idea it was going to turn out like this. Like I said, it's no expectations. I just let it breathe and let it do its own thing, and it's turned into this entity. When I sit back and look at it from what the idea I had to start with to now, I'm like, holy fucking Christ, this is like insane. How it's just evolved so well and like into this big thing, you know. But yeah, so I mean, we've got some of the stuff. I mean, every single song on the album, it's not one song's the same, you know. So for argument's sake, you can't. Well, you can put singles out with it, but you can't really put one single out which will represent the whole album, because it won't. You could put 3 singles out and it still won't represent the album. Mm-hmm. You know, because each one is so different, but it's cohesive because the same people are writing each of the tracks. You know, it's insanely heavy. It really is. Nice. It grooves like crazy. It grooves like crazy. It really does. And it's fucking ridiculously dark sounding. You know, especially the orchestral passages, and the choirs we've got on it are just fucking incredible. You know, all the choirs we have on there, they're all sung lyrics. There's no oohs and ahs. So it's definitely different. I can't really, you know, it's really difficult to put into words what it's going to sound like. People are just going to have to listen to it, because when I literally, when like Adrian, the keyboard player, when he sends the stuff through and I listen to it, because I'll arrange the drums and do the riffs and the arrangement and the structure, then I'll send it to him. Then when he's finished, he'll send it back to me. I'll be like, fuck dude, this is like, it's when he puts his stuff on it, it makes it I can't 100 times better. You know, when he adds his stuff to it, the atmosphere, it's weird because this is the first time I've ever actually played with someone and written with someone who thinks exactly the same as I do. Mm-hmm. You know, when we'll like video chat and he'll be playing some things, because he lives in Poland, so obviously we don't jam together live, you know. So he'll be playing some stuff and coming up with ideas. Then I'll be like, oh, what about this, this, and this, and this? And he'll start laughing. And he goes, I said, what's the wrong? He says, I've already done that. I'm like, oh, that's freaking crazy, dude. You know? And then like he'll say, oh, can you put this guitar in there? And I'll just say, I've already done that, man. You're like, yeah. So we're exactly on the same wavelength when it comes to ideas, the feel of the music, the structuring and everything. It's crazy. We're exactly on even level.
You've got quite a specific guitar sound, that PRS thing that you've got going on. I've always found that with your playing.
It's down to the how I play it as well, though. You know,
it is.
Luckily, I'm one of the guys I've actually got my own style, so it kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. You know, and it's definitely. I mean, you'll hear it when you hear the Unnamed Horrors, dude. It's like you'll definitely hear that.
It's you.
You know, yeah. It's not going to sound like anyone else.
Well, I've always thought about you too. It was one of the points I was going to make, is that, you know, you do strike me as the type of guitarist from a technical perspective, like Richard, and no doubt like Stuart too, although I didn't go there with him on this topic, but you strike me as the sort of player that could play anything you wanted. Okay, so metal, as you well know, okay, even if probably you did get all of what I would say was you should receive fairly for your contribution, it might be enough for you to make a living, but it's not going to turn you into a millionaire, if you know what I'm saying. But metal just doesn't pay, is my point. So you could play almost anything. You could join a covers band and do those AC/DC things where they get paid about $20,000 a night, because I think that's what they get paid these days, you know, playing twice a week or what have you. They're raking it in, these cover bands. You could do something like that. So is this just the music that's deeply wedded within your heart that you had to put out there? Is that why you've chosen to drive the trucks and also stick at playing what I broadly call extreme?
The thing is, what's me driving trucks gives me the money. It gives me like money to live off, pay all the bills, not worry about money, right? And which puts me in a decent financial stability. That, by me doing that, it lets me write music without any stress or drama, thinking I've got to make money out of this.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it gives me complete freedom to write what I want. And, I don't care if it sells a freaking 100 million or if it doesn't sell. I don't care. I'm doing it just because I want to write it. And believe me, man, it's like this. Me leaving Cradle and taking this amount of time as like, I don't know, creative break just out of music and only get into music when I was actually inspired again.
Yep.
You'll hear it in the music. It's for the stuff I'm coming out with now. The keyboard player Adrian, he's a huge Cradle fan, or was. I don't know if he still is. He hasn't really said anything, but he, after I'm sending him these tracks, he was like, "Fuck, man!" He says, "Dude, this shit's amazing." It was like, he says, "You can hear as your style, you can hear as you're playing." He says, "But like." He says, that break that you took is obviously done you fucking really well. He says, because the stuff you're coming out with now is way better than the stuff you've ever done. And he was a huge Cradle fan, and so he was looking at it on a fan's perspective. And he was like, yeah, that amount of time you had off, he says, you're on the top of your game right now. He says, it's incredible, so, and then he's put his stuff on it, and well, I'll tell you what, I'm not going to go too depth into it, but the choirs are really Omen-esque,
Okay. Nice. Oh,
so he sent some stuff through when I was playing. I mean, we've got one track and the singer's not even singing on it. It's just the choirs that are singing, and that's it. And so, which is a little bit different, and he sent me some music through, and what it sounded like, it really not sound like, you could hear influences from like the Omen in it, from Sleepy Hollow in it, and from Dracula in it, and all this various other stuff. There's some like real. He sent another piece of music through to play around with, and that was like a super like really like dark jazz type orchestral piece, but it was really in keeping of what the band's about, and the thing is, that's what I like about it. I haven't got to worry. None of us, all of us in the band, we've got decent jobs. We're not looking into earning money out of this, and because of that, because we haven't got that stress to earn money out of it, and because we don't want to do this as a career, it's given us so much freedom. And now the music that's coming out is fucking, I do this far superior than the stuff I've done before, because there's none of that creative like ceiling on it. It's completely open. I basically put it out to the universe. I'm like, do what you want with it, and it's come back. It's way fucking better than I'd ever thought it was going to be. I mean, this band, what I've got put together now, is all being split evenly. Everything's been done 6 ways. No matter who does what or anything, it's all been done 6 ways. If we earn any money out of it, if we do earn money out of it, if we do, then that's how it's going to happen. But what's going to happen first with this one, because other band members in this band, they've invested money into this, they've paid for various things, So I've said, as soon as we get the first lot of money through, if it comes through, whoever's put money into it, they'll get their money back first, and then what if it's left over, it'll get split 6 ways.
God, it's a better deal than any I've ever been given in a band. my experiences in a band where you pay a couple of grand to be part of you pay to play. You know what I'm saying? And you just know you're never going to see that $2,000 ever again, but at least you got to play in one of the best metal studios in Australia. This sort of thing. Yeah,
it's not like that, yeah. Plus also our keyboard player, Adrian, he's a producer as well. So he's mixing and mastering the album as well. Because I do all the final guitars here in my studio. So I'll do it all there, send them off to DIs. He'll reamp everything at his end in his studio, You know, he'll mix, master, and do the final like everything for the album before it goes to the label to get printed.
So you record with as clean a tone as possible, so the after effects, if you like, can be applied. And so you
I'll just send him clean DIs. Yep, that's all I do is just send him clean DIs. I mean, we spent a whole day just going backwards and forwards, just tweaking the DBIs for the best DI level.
That's hard.
Just for the amps he's using, because we're using a mixture of amp sims and also live heads, you know, actual heads. So we're using a mixture of a bunch of stuff to get the idea, get the sound that we need. So,
oh, I can't wait for it to come out, mate. You are in my other book, though. Congratulations on making that, but it's all good. That's all positive.
Oh, there you go. What's that one?
Well, I've been doing this podcast now for 4 years, and I mentioned earlier that I used to work for a telecommunications company, but I've pivoted out of that because I hate working in an office. And I thought I'd go and become a journalist, and I just can't stand what's happening in news media at the moment, which left becoming an author. But, you know, in the background, I've been doing these done about 600 and God, I must be up to about 650 interviews at this point. And some of the prominent interviews made my memoir. I guess it's a memoir. It's really a podcast memoir, but there's a bit of my own life thrown in for good measure. But what I plan on doing, you talk about serendipity. That's the word, serendipity, right there. And divine providence. They're the two words I was looking for before when I was saying I can't think of the word. But I had this flash of inspiration, if you like, that to turn my conversations into smaller anecdotes in a news media style inside of a book, send it to the artist. So I'm going to be sending you one, obviously, since you'll be in the book. And it's a select artists that are in the book anyway. And say, look, I've already written another biography of the Hare Krishna devotee. So I'll send both over and say, look, I can write autobiographies because here's proof, but you're also in my book here because I'm interested in what you do. If you want me to write a biography.
Thank you very much.
That's it. Yeah, you can see where I'm headed to with it. So that's why I'm connecting with you big time over what you're talking about when you're connecting with things from the great beyond, because it's happened to me. You got to know this, Paul. People give a shit. They genuinely care.
The thing is, I don't see that at all, which is weird.
And the other guy said the same thing, which is crazy. I don't know what more people are. So do you get? I mean, I just reached out to you on Messenger, and you were very pleasant to interact with. Or do you get hit up on Messenger or on Facebook by fans wanting to have a chat or anything like that? Or thanks, mate, for making the music?
Not really. You know, every now and again when someone finds me, I do. You know, but I mean, if someone writes me, there's usually like a core few that I talk to all the time. Yeah, but I'll talk to anyone. If someone writes me, you know, and I turn and they say, oh, hey, blah, 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 I was a fan, whatever. And I'll go, oh, thank you very much, you know. Then I'll just start talking to them like I've known them for years. So I haven't got that weird ego, or I've never been that type of person to fob somebody off. You know, I'll always talk to them because at the end of the day, just because I play guitar for a living doesn't mean to say I have to be an arsehole.
But you got that down to earth working class ethic. You can see it, you know, with the way you've applied yourself to your new role in the trucking industry and the like. So of course, yeah. But that surprises me, mate, because the amount of contact I get from people, I can't tell you. As soon as Nick mentioned that he was keen for that book to be written, the amount of messages I got, like, you got to write this book, that sort of thing. I'll put it out there now, mate. I don't have an ulterior motive, but my greatest desire, mate, is to keep on writing biographies for the rest of my life. I'm 42 years of age. I know what I want to do with my life at this point. You know,
exactly.
I'd love to write yours, mate. You know, and the only condition that I put on it is that I'm not acting as PR. Whenever you're ready, mate, it's an open invitation. Just let me know. I'll send you. Once this
just died. So you're on speaker.
No, you're right. No worries. But as I said, man, look, you do have a wonderful story to tell, and if your music inspires people, your words are going to inspire them even more, in my view. You know, but because you know you've got a story to tell, mate. There's an old. I think you know. Do you follow rugby league at all? Anyway, rugby league.
No, I don't. I don't ever get a chance to even look at that stuff.
Well, coach over here, titled his first biography, Wayne Bennett, he's a famous rugby league coach over here anyway, but he titled his first book, Don't Die with the Music in You. And it's not just about being a musician and having all this music in you when you go, what have you, but it's about not letting your story be told. It's about and the inspiration that you give to people through telling your story. Because you've got a hell of a story, man. I mean, if you ever decide one day that, it's time, man, it would be something, man, that without the necessary big push and thrust about how controversial a book is or something like that, I truly believe that when it comes from the heart, like the way you've spoken to me, man, it sells itself. Because people yearn for that shit these days because of how fake social media is. And
it is fake. That's why I don't really. I mean, I'm on it, but I don't really go on it that much. I don't. It's like I said with the band's Facebook page and website. I've already said that. I've already said to the other guys. I said, look, I'm not gonna do anything. I'm gonna let Adrian, the keyboard player, his wife's in media. So I said, if you want, you guys can look after the band Facebook page. I'll tell the label they can look after it as well, because I don't want nothing to do with it. And also the band website as well. Plus also what I want is like, I don't want any of that drama. Plus also all the chances to reviews, stuff, when you get comments on the bottom of YouTube.
Yeah.
That stuff.
Yeah, you're going to turn it all off, are you?
Say again?
You're going to turn it all off, are you? You're going to, it's like, you can disable comments on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm going to disable comments on all the videos and everything because I'm not interested, because there's always going to be people. I don't want anything to get in the way of my creativity.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just disable it all, disable all the comments and stuff like that. Other people are going to look after the Facebook page and all the other social media. I'll pop it. I mean, if someone says to me, "Oh, someone's asked a question or whatever," then I'll go and answer it. But I'm not going to be on it looking over it all the time. Someone else can look after it because I don't want to be part of that. I just want to purely concentrate on music. And being artistic. I don't want to deal with all that shit. Just because beforehand there's always been fucking drama, and I just don't want that in my life anymore.
Yeah, you're done. You're done. You'll get it, and you're over it. Yeah.
Yeah, I am totally over it. I'm 50 years old, for fuck's sake, and I'm not interested in any of that shit. Now I just want to write music and write really cool ass music, just groove the hell out of it, and then just be done with it. That's all I'm interested in, just the music.
Yeah, and I think that'll connect with people alone. Because the social media game, very few people do it well. I just had to study it a couple of months back, and it's hard as shit to get right. And no doubt you know that because of the services that you're offering that I listened to on the podcast, the other podcast I was talking about. But it just, I haven't given almost all of my audience, probably like yours, doesn't come from social media. It comes from actually being curious about the musician and wanting to find them. And I won't give Facebook my money, mate, to be honest with you. I can't stand it. I'm on it as an absolute necessity. I'm aware that I'm the product, and same with YouTube. Yeah. But I mean, what else can we do? How else do we connect with people? And just I know this is absolutely not about me, believe me. I just want to make this final point about myself though. But how I'm going to contact people with the book is through physical copy. I'm not sending e-versions of it because I actually want to show people. I'm going to write a handwritten note inside of it to actually say, look, your music's been meaningful to me, and here, look, we had a conversation, and if you feel like telling a story, guys like Scotty Gorham from Thin Lizzy, see Trey from Morbid Angels, but yeah, Scott, these are the people I'm going to be hitting up, man. What I find, mate, is there's a clue in the success of people like Jordan Peterson and Joe Rogan. You probably know Joe Rogan is, don't you? His podcast where some of his interviews go up to 4 hours. Okay.
Oh, really?
Now my podcast episode with Stuart is 4 hours too, and that's easily my most. This is a key point, mate. That's easily my most listened to podcast episode over the 4 years I've been doing this. It's literally got thousands of listens. where a little might on average hundreds, his is up, I don't know, well over 5,000 anyway, this sort of thing. And my point in amongst all of that is, yes, engaging subject matter, mate, but people are fed up with stuff that's here today, gone next, here this moment, gone next second. They want these long form conversations like what Joe's doing, and they want to connect with music like what you're making because it's real. People are fed up with the Instagram scrolling, but we seem to be addicted to it, don't we?
It's terrible.
But there is that opportunity there, I think, mate, when by the way you're talking about doing things and you're sharing your true passion, which is your music, and you're letting them make up their mind as best as possible in this fucking world of social media.
Oh, yeah. I mean, because at the end of the day as well, this stuff that I'm writing, you can't, but the only thing, there's no subgenres in it. There's none of that. You know, like I said, I just wanted to do what I do guitar wise, you know, and it just turns out it's metal, and so I just want to. There's no subgenres, you know. There's no pigeonholing. The only pigeonhole is just metal music, you know. You can't really. You can listen to one track, you'll go, oh, it sounds like this, or this is the influence. I'm like, oh, fair enough. And then they'll listen to the next one. They'll like, oh, wow. So, okay, so this one's like this influence then. Then I'll listen to the next one and go, oh, shit, this one's totally different. This one's this influence, you know. And it sounds like me. Yeah, obviously I basically wanted to write music that being influenced by the bands that I grew up with, you know. So you're right into a mix of like Sisters of Mercy and Iron Maiden and stuff as well, and Slayer, aren't you? That's the world you come from. Yeah, through to freaking Morbid Angel, through to like freaking like some of the other black metal band, whatever, you know. But it's all super dark and it grooves like fucking crazy, you know. So it's got those real dark groove. But the one thing I really like, Adrian's like the best keyboard player I've ever played with. You know, he listens. He actually listens to the riffs, you know, and you can hear it, and he physically plays with it properly, and he comes up with parts which will actually enhance groove and with us really cohesive to the guitar lines. But he won't be copying the guitar lines. He'll come up with totally different parts, you know. So it's almost like he physically plays in all the orchestral instruments himself, right? So there's one track's got like, or in the orchestra, there's like freaking 80 instruments. He's physically played them all in himself, right? And then same with the choirs, huge choirs. He plays in all the notes, and then even the choir lines groove with the riffs. It's not just oohs and ahs and elongated stuff. The choir lines, he's written all the vocal grooves and everything for the choirs as placements ready for when we go and actually physically record the choirs to sing the actual lyrics on parts of it, so we know what it sounds like. Because at the moment they're just vocal placements on the demos at the moment.
Okay, right. So the guide tracks, in other words, and you just sort of, you're still effectively writing the album. So it's not so much, it's evolving as such.
Oh, it's totally evolving. It's freaking. To be honest, we got one of these tracks. We just call it track 6, but it's one of these tracks. It started off in one way, and then it's evolved, and we've actually added an extra 4 minutes into the middle of it. It's already like 6 minutes long, so we've already added like another 4 minutes into the middle, because he came up with this part and he goes, "Never listen to this." He sent it off, and I was like, "Fucking hell, that's amazing! That's fucking genius!" You know, because the way the songs are written, each song tells a story. Because you could, even without lyrics and without vocals, you could still hear what the story is in the songs, you know, just the way it's been written, you know, and the way it's been structured. So he wrote this part. Then I was like, send that to me. This is when I was driving. I said, send it to me. I'm going to be back the weekend. This was like a couple of weekends ago. I said, send it to me. I'm going to be back the weekend, and let me put some guitars down on it.
And the guitars I put down on it and the drums, because I heard it as soon as I heard it like this, and I called it. I was like in the back of the trailer, and so as soon as I heard it, I called him straight away. I went, dude, that's fucking amazing. And he started laughing, and then and I said straight away, as soon as this part came in, I could hear this drum beat and this guitar line come straight in. And he was like, oh my God, that's brilliant. That's amazing. Right, I'm going to send you the track. He sent me the track. I came in, I played it in, and it's fucking, the centerpiece compared to what the rest of the song is like is a bit of a tangent. But under the concept and the way it's written and how we've made everything flow, it's really cohesive. You know, and it goes off on the centerpiece that we've put in there, it really is exactly where it should be because of what the lyrics are for this track and what happens to the person in this track. So this centerpiece, it wouldn't make any sense. I know I said beforehand you didn't need lyrics, but this one, you need the lyrics for when you hear it, because the vocalist is going to sing either side of it. But once this centerpiece comes in, it's just the choir singing lyrics. You know, and which will explain what happens to this person. And I wish it was out already, because then I could really go into detail. But I don't want to do that because it's going to be a huge freaking downer for when it comes out.
Well, we'll have to make sure we have a conversation then afterwards to give you some more time there. Yeah, because I'm extremely curious, man.
Yeah, it's fucking, dude. I can't put into words how fucking happy I am with this. It's amazing. I haven't been this excited. But the only time I've ever been this excited in music is when I first did Principle.
Wow. What's that, 30 years ago? Longer. About 30 years ago.
Yeah, and so now I've got that same buzz bag. I'm like, fucking, you know, and it's real, because every time I listen to all of these songs, I'm listening to it and I'm like going, fucking hell, this is amazing. And every single song makes the hair stand up on the back of my neck, and that's how I know it's good.
Yes. Okay. So do you have a ballpark date or
I'm just going to say yeah. I don't want to give like real dates. I mean, the one thing I really like about this band is like we're well on form of reaching the deadlines. Beforehand, we didn't have deadlines, and then all of a sudden we signed to a label and they said, "Oh, we want this out by this day." It went, all right. Well, actually, no. I told them the idea I wanted it released, and bearing in mind we've got to have like 3 to 4 months lead time for build up for it. So I kind of shot myself in the foot for when it comes to deadlines. But we're actually on top of it. So it's going to come out on this day. I'm not going to say when it is. I'm going to let a label do that, because I don't want to, in case anything goes wrong, which it won't. But in case anything we put back a little bit, I don't want to give a date, like solid date now. I'll just wait for the label to announce it. But it's going to be like towards the end of the year.
Okay, well, I'll look out for it then. Obviously, hopefully, no doubt I'll get a message from Carcosa about it all, but I'll just keep an eye on it anyway. So, have you thought? I think you might have mentioned this, mate. So, apologies if you already have. But vinyl, this sort of stuff. I mean, obviously, there'll be an MP3 edition, but have you thought about the formats in which you want to have it out there? Yeah.
There is. I already know there's going to be CDs. There's a 12-page booklet coming out with it. There's a 4-page digipack coming out. Because I had to send that artwork off to the artist to lay it all out, or that template. I think the label was talking about vinyl as well, and I think they're talking about. I'm not too sure about vinyl, but I think they said that, and also freaking cassettes.
Cassettes, mate. They are roaring back in. I can tell you, Sentient ruined that label. It's an awesome label, man. They do a lot of stuff on. I think just about everything that they've had out there is on cassette, and I've got a couple of them, man. And I've actually tapping. If you can hear that tapping sound, that's my cassette player lately. I've been listening to stuff on that. I can tell you, mate, it's an analog signal, I think, or not signal, but it's an analog construct before it goes to the digital signal and brings it to me. But it feels different. You know that? Yeah. I wouldn't say it's as good as vinyl, of course, but it actually feels better than listening to an MP3. That's for bloody sure.
Oh, yeah. I'm really looking forward to vinyl to come out with this album, man, because this artwork blown up to vinyl size is going to look fucking incredible.
Are you going to do T-shirt packs and all of that sort of stuff? You know, fans love that sort of shit.
So I know the label's doing the shirts and the merchandise. They're doing like I think it's the black and white ones or whatever. I think color. I don't know what the. To be honest, I haven't really got into them. I'm not. Whatever they do for merch, they'll go off and do it. You know. But I know for like album shirts and like all the extra stuff, for merchandise, that we're going to do it ourselves. You know, all the other little fancy little bits here and there, and the other full color shirts and stuff, we'll just do all that ourselves. You know, but then again, we might just do like the odd one here and there. But I think what we'll do is like if we ever play show, and it's worthwhile us doing it, you know, then we'll get like some like full color stuff printed up just to sell at that. That's the only place you'll get it is at the show, and then it won't be available anywhere else.
Yeah, special things for people. Yeah, people love that shit. Yeah, they do that. Queen did it when they came here. Guns N' Roses did it too. From bands that are starting out to seasoned professionals like yourself to the biggest touring acts on the planet seem to be doing that. It just makes it the experience. I love buying T-shirts even if I don't wear them, but I want the tour dates on the back. You just want that memento.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you could do like really like just cool stuff with it. You know, meet and greets. We'll just like set up a meet and greet place. To be honest, we won't even do that. I mean, we'll just end up walking out the front and meeting people before we play. We don't have to pay for any of that shit. We'll just go out and do it. You know, I'm not interested in like getting people to pay for meet and greets. It's just fucking, it's daylight robbery as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, really?
You know?
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather, I mean, the people have already come in and paid to freaking see the show. Why do you want to try and extract more money out of them just to go and fucking meet you, for Christ's sake? It's just ridiculous. You might as well just disappear at the front, say hi to people, go and play the show, and then hang out after it. And there you go, they've met you. You know?
Well, it's an interesting point you raised, because I've had conversations with people in a pretty similar position to you, and I get people are either completely for it or dead against it, like you are. There's no middle ground on it. And I think Jason Newsted was even in the media talking about it sometime recently. He himself didn't want to go through all of that because, you know, he started off that band Newsted and the like, and I think he realised how difficult it was going to be to establish a band again. And then maybe someone in the background said, look, you can offer all these extra services to make it worth your while. And I think he thought maybe he came to the same conclusion you did. So that makes sense, I suppose. But the only other point that I could raise around it, though, is that some fans are very nervous about meeting who their heroes are. And I've got to say, you would be a hero out there to people. So they might not feel comfortable, say, going up to a bar and talking to you, this sort of thing. So if you ever did decide to do the paid meet and greets, of course, you're going to get the people that want to meet you anyway, pay for it. But you might be giving people an opportunity who are just used to paying for things, for example, and are too nervous to approach you randomly.
Yeah, so the thing is, though, when I've gone out and met people before, because I've always been like, right, come on, let's go and say hi to everyone after the show, you know, and I'll just walk up to a bar or whatever, and I see a bunch of people there or whatever. I'll just like, if I see people like looking at me, I'll just walk up to them. Say, hey, how you doing? Whatever, blah, 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 blah. I'll start talking to them, you know. Do you want a beer? Do you want a beer? And I'll buy people beer. We'll just have a few beers or whatever, you know. And then I'll say, oh, well, no, thanks, great for chat to you soon. And I'll see someone else looking over. I'll go, hey, how's you doing? So I'm always the first person to go walk up to someone and go, hey, how you doing? What's up? Blah, blah, blah. Do you like the show or whatever, you know? Then they're like, oh, fucking hell, yeah, it was awesome, blah, 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 you know? So I've never really come across, like, the shy people. You know, if someone looks like they want to say something to me and they don't do it, I always walk up to them.
Okay. Oh, well, you got good intuition then. Yeah. Have you in your experience has just about all of the fans been pretty cool? You know, just like having meet and greets, just like
they've always been cool. Yep. I've never had any issues. Yeah. I know when I left the band, someone messaged me saying about, oh, I'm glad you fucking left because when I met you, you was an arsehole. I'm like, nah, dude, it wasn't me. So I don't know. I don't know where you got that. I don't know where you got that from.
I remember you were tired when I met you. I remember that because we're so used to it, and I remember not to punish you, making a point of this. As I say, this is years ago, mate. So I was in very early 20s at the time, and we certainly weren't rude. That's for goddamn sure. Nobody in the band was rude though. Maybe I wouldn't say Danny was rude, but I think he might have just been a little bit over by the time I got to him because I was at the tail end. As a fan as I was at the time, I was keen to have a chat to him because I bought this vinyl that the second recording of Dusk lineup signed, so the Stewart lineup signed. So I bought that for $200 or $300, well overs for back then, with all due respect. But anyway, I wanted it. My mother was prepared to pay for it for my birthday at the time anyway. And I wanted to tell Danny that I had that, but I said, look, I got that. And he goes, that fucking thing or something like that. I said, oh, I got it. And I thought it was pretty good. He goes, oh, well, that sort of a thing. And I thought, oh, okay. No, nowhere near as interesting as I met Dave Mustaine earlier that year, I think it was. And I had one of those legendary encounters from which he is known, where he just glared at me because I asked him how much one of his guitars was worth. And I remember being super in the moment and that, because I thought, oh man, I've had one of those ultra cool moments where Dave Mustaine almost wants to kill you. So bit different to my experience with Danny. But no, I remember yourself. I remember Adrian being very cool, having a quick chat to him. I thought John was great too. I think he was either drinking out of a bottle of wine or he was drinking from a glass from a bottle of wine. I can't remember. It was one of the two. Red wine it was at the time. And I remember you were right at the end. I remember you were the last one. And having a quick chat to you then, I think we might have talked about guitars. It was just a quick one, but I can't remember the detail about it. But yeah, I would agree with that. Plus, look, I've spoken to so many people, mate, who've got backstage stories and stuff, not pleasant ones, I mean, and your name has never come up. So there you go.
Yeah, I know. I always kept see, the thing is, I've always kept away from drama. Doing like that music then like that, it was a career, and I treated it as a job. And then at that time when I was living in England, when I got home, my home life was totally different. From what I was like out doing the band stuff and music, by the time I get in the house and my front door was closed, it was completely switched off.
Yeah. Have you got children?
Yeah, I've got one. He lives in it. Well, he's not really a kid. He's 25.
Wow. Okay. There you go. Yeah. And you sort of, so you've had a chance to have a family, in other words, and so you've had that commitment as well.
Yeah. It's like it was weird, especially because like at the time when he was growing up, it was hard because I was always the band was like freaking really busy. So I was constantly on tour. So unfortunately, which I really regret, I missed out on that side of it with him growing up. But you obviously can't like freaking wish it back because it will never come back. But you just have to deal with it and move on. But it's your
vocation too. Being a touring, this is the thing. I used to work away from home too, and I understand it caused a lot of problems between me and my wife. Ultimately, not at first because the money's good, but after a while, I had to stop doing it. But I mean, the thing is, as a musician, your lifeblood of your income is touring. So if you're not touring, you're not actually making any money.
Oh, of course not. No, it's even worse now. Well, you can't now because of COVID, but.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know what's going to happen with bands these days, mate, moving forward if they're not already established. And I mean, got
to be honest, no, exactly. To be honest, it's COVID. I mean, I got COVID in October,
okay.
and I've still got lung issues now. So I'm surprised I can talk this much because usually if I talk too much, I get breathless and I can't talk anymore. So, it's I'm surprised it hasn't kicked in yet. But it's but yeah. So with this pandemic and like everything been shut down and no touring and nothing else like that, it's been the pandemic is definitely not a godsend, but the time actually not doing anything else because of the shutdown that I can concentrate on the music has been a godsend.
I've heard that a lot. Yeah, we needed a break.
Yeah, I can concentrate on this now to make sure it's absolutely fucking perfect and not have to worry about hurry up and get out there or do this or this deadline, that deadline like it was before. because there's no shows, no one's doing anything. Now we can spend so much time on making sure it's perfect before it comes out, and then after that, then we could do another one and another one, and then I think by the time if we ever do play a show, we'd have like 3 bloody albums out already. And then I look at it like, if it's at that point, and then we'd already have had an established fan base, so by the time we go out and play shows, they should be decent gigs. It's just like, some people said like I'm too controlling, which I'm fucking not, but I tell people black and white how it is, and if they don't like it, tough fucking shit. I don't like all this mincing around fucking with your words. If I don't like something, I'll say I don't like that, but how's about doing it like this? Or how's about like doing it like that? I won't just go, I don't like it, and I haven't got a solution. I will listen to it and say, yeah, I don't like that, but what about this, or this? And this is what I'm like in this band. And they're like, yeah, let's try it. No arguments. They go, yeah, let's try it. And they'll go and do it. And then they'll be like, actually, that's fucking awesome. Or they'll go, I'm not really sure about that one. All right, then let's just go with this the original way. There's a lot of like to and fro-ing, especially between me and Adrian. He'll send me something and I'll be like, dude, that's fucking weird. And he'll go, no, just give it time. Just play some riffs on it. And I'm like, actually, this is fucking awesome. So this band, there's none of that. There is absolutely none of that drama at all anywhere. There's not even a fucking hint of it, and everybody's just fucking getting on with what they do, and they're as happy as hell.
Yeah, you inspired me to think of that movie Moneyball. Have you seen that film before? That baseball film?
Yeah. Yep.
That bit where Brad Pitt is giving, what's that guy's name? Like a bit of description. Great actor. Can't remember his name though. Is it not Galifianakis? No. The other actor, the other lead role.
Yeah.
In the movie where he tells him, he quizzes him, he says, if you're going to sack a player or tell them that they're transferred, how would you say it? And he flubs about for a bit, and Brad Pitt goes, mate, it's not working out anymore. Here's your paper, go, that sort of thing. And I thought, you see, you and I are pretty similar that way. I've arrived at that point in my life, so I wouldn't say, I'm definitely not trying to be rude. Believe me, I think just from our conversation, you can tell I'm not ever going to be rude to people intentionally.
Oh, no, exactly.
But I'd rather just be direct these days, and
likewise.
Whatever it might be. But
exactly.
That's what I'm saying. You're doing the same thing, and isn't it interesting? After trying out all of the other communication techniques, because that's what they are. You've been the nice guy. You've been the guy who doesn't say anything. You've been the guy who's maybe taken blame for things when there was no blame, or you certainly.
Oh yeah, absolutely, all the freaking time on that one.
All of that stuff, right? But isn't it interesting? We arrive at a similar point, because I've done that too, and I just can't do it anymore. I'm just like, I'm here to lead my best life. I've got kids. You've got a son. I've got to be the role model that I need to be in that regard, and I just don't want to deal with any fucking bullshit anymore. Because these bands, I've been in enough bands to know myself, man, that I can't do it anymore either. I'm at a point myself just playing covers around town, where I'll turn up and play, and I'll be in a band, but I'm not actually in a band. So effectively, I'm just on call, and if I never hear from people ever again, then I don't really care. I love the people. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not bound to anybody.
No, exactly. No, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah,
that's through the experience that you've gone through. And you just get to that point, right, where you're just like, that's why I love riding so much, is because I can do it by myself, which is similar to you, because you're driving. Yeah. Isn't that interesting? Yeah, I'm just sort of seeing this. That's why I like driving,
because I'm by myself and I can actually think about stuff, and it's really therapeutic for me. I love it. I think it's fucking awesome, so I earn money from that, and the band stuff is the band stuff. So I haven't got that pressure to do that. And then, Adrian's even saying, he said to me, he goes like, he says, I've never worked with someone like you before. He says, it's fucking awesome. He says, you're direct, you're straight, we know where we stand, and the music we put together, we think exactly the same, and the fucking shit we're coming out with is fucking legendary.
You mentioned something at the very beginning of our conversation. You said wavelength. You said you found people that are on the same wavelength as you.
Oh, yeah,
and
totally,
once you get that, you just hold on.
I've never worked with anyone. Exactly. I've never worked with anyone that I click with so fucking well on this. Don't get me wrong, I've worked with people and I go, oh, yeah, that's cool. But with Adrian, we'll play, and he'll already know the parts I'm going to suggest to change before I tell him. You know, and it's vice versa as well. You know, and it's fucking amazing. It's like with Ken, the singer, some of the stuff he's writing, especially when some of the choir lyrics he's writing, is fucking. It's the way it sits in with the lyrics and with him and him singing with the choirs and stuff. It's fucking. It's so goddamn dark. You're gonna love it. It's fucking. It's almost like. Oh, it's really hard to explain, but it's almost written like a musical, as such. But that sounds weird. It's not like that. But if you was to try and explain it like that, it is almost like written like a musical.
Oh, mate, I'm excited for you. I can hear how excited you are, mate, and that's always been the clincher for me.
Sounds so fucking dark. It's like, oh my God.
Well, my wife hates it because I'm the sort of person that will watch Paranormal Activity to put me to sleep, and my in a house by myself. You know what I mean? Yeah. My wife thinks, because she hates it. My daughters can't stand horror films, but see, to me, Pinhead's a hero. And you know, from Hellraiser, Clive Barker. You know, I want to see how much carnage you can wreak. You know, but I listen to all sorts of very dark and incredibly. I try to find the most evil, and I don't look at it at all. I don't know whether you can see me on Zoom at all, but mate, I just look like a dad. But I love really dark and evil as shit. You know what I mean? I've just always been that way, and I'm a regular bloke. I love rugby and everything else too, cricket, you know, whatever.
Yep.
But I just for me, and I don't even have any mates that are in the middle. It's just me by myself. But it's just one of those individual pursuits. So I can't wait to listen to it, man. I'll certainly be aiming to get it on vinyl and cassette, actually, because I've got a cassette here. But you know what? You know, this sort of music again, man. I said I watch Paranormal Activity to help me put me to sleep. I'll listen to this sort of stuff to go to sleep, and it does it in a great way. I have a great sleep.
You'll love it when you fucking hear it. It's got a shit ton of energy. You know, it's like each song's totally fucking different from one another, but it all fits right in the whole story. Like I said, it's just pure accident. It's come out like a concept album, pure accident. You know, and that's for me. That's not coming from me. It's like there's mainly from the singer Ken. The way he's writing the lyrics. I spoke to him the other day. Oh yeah, blah blah blah. This track comes going here. This one's going to go in this part, and and then the lyrics are going to explain this part and this part. And I'm like, fucking, all right, dude, you go for it. I'm not going to stop you. You're on a roll, so you go for it. You know, and it's him that's turned this into a concept. To match with the biography. I'm like, fucking dude, you're on a roll. You go for it, do what you want to do, you know? And it's, like I said, it's basically turned into its own beast. And all we're doing, we're just feeding it, and it's going off and it's taking its own direction.
It's happening. Yeah. It's just happening. It's just meant to be. Like another thing you said earlier, I like what you said there. It's just this, I don't think people trust their instinct and their intuition enough, and you clearly have here. You've had something come to you and you're like, you've got all these. Let me ask you this. When some of these ideas started to strike, did you already have a H.P. Lovecraft audiobook in your phone somewhere, so it was just very easy for you to press play, or did you have to actually go and seek it out?
No, I don't. The weird thing is I already downloaded it and I had it on the fucking phone for about 2 years already. I had it on there, but I hadn't heard it yet. So I forgot it was on there. And then just one day driving, I thought, because like I didn't want to listen to music anymore. I was listening to like Celtic Frost and all that stuff, and I thought, I don't want to listen to this anymore. This is overdone. What? And then I was like, audiobooks. I couldn't even find the freaking app on my phone where the audiobooks were, so I had to Google it first to find it. So and then I found it and I opened it up and went, oh fuck yeah, I've got this H.P. Lovecraft one in there, haven't I? But there's loads of stories.
Yeah.
And so I just started like listening to like the Unnamed Horror, and fucking as soon as that kicked in, fucking light bulbs kicking off. But yeah, I got super depressed driving, and it was like at the point of my lowest depression, a real fucking lowest. It's when the universe reached out and like, there's your idea, you go for it. And then
you're not meant to feel that way, yeah.
And and then once I went with it, and I listened to the universe, and once I went with it, it's all naturally following its own path. You know, nothing feels forced. Nothing feels forced. Nothing feels wrong. Nothing feels like it shouldn't be, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I do get it. And look, I've got to share that the reason I mentioned, did you already have the H.P. Lovecraft books in your possession in some way, which you clearly did, when the idea struck, when the inspiration struck, was because when my father died, a mate had given me this CD, a DVD, this woman called Esther Hicks. You might have heard of her. You know, the Vortex stuff. Have you heard of any of this stuff?
Yep.
Okay. Well, he gave me this DVD back when my father died, and we had, oh God, man, I should write a book about it myself, although it's very hard for me to talk about it, let alone write about it. But massive issues within my family when my father died, and I wasn't allowed to go down to Sydney and see him when he was dying. I could go down the last day and say goodbye to him. That's it. But I had this magical experience afterwards where I felt I was given a glimpse of where he was headed to. That's all I can describe what it was like. And lo and behold, this DVD was already in my DVD player because it's that long ago. And I thought, well, I'll give this thing a fucking listen because I've got nothing left to lose. I put it on and it answered just about every question I had about the great beyond and how I should be focusing on trying to get things to materialize in this dimension, that sort of thing. So, yeah, there's that element of serendipity there that I like about it. And to me, when you've got that connection with the universe, as you've described it, that's when actual things do happen. That's when magic happens. And I'm not here. I'm very much.
I know exactly. I see. The thing is, I started watching I started watching a program on Netflix called The Secret.
Yeah, that's the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I started like just dabbling with that a bit, you know, and yeah, fucking next thing I know, you know, I started like really getting into that and like doing all that stuff. And next thing I know, I've got where I am now with this band, and it's fucking incredible. You know, so
just talking to you, it feels like you're meant to be there in that part of the world doing what you're doing, even from the job perspective, because if you didn't do that job, you wouldn't have had this inspiration strike.
No, exactly. Do you know, is basically I was put to do this job, and by doing this job, I've now actually got where I am now with the music side of it. So it's definitely the path that's been set out for me again, you know.
So you've really got this, I'm not going to say narrow window, but it is a window, if you know what I'm saying, between your teenage years and old age, where effectively you can leave a legacy. And that's the point with you, mate. I mean, you've actually left a legacy that, this is a pretty broad statement to make, but I think I'm right in saying this because I have thought about this and I haven't said this to too many people, that your guitar playing's probably saved people's lives. And the reason I say that is because, the reason I say that, Paul, is because metal fans, as you well know, are a pretty sensitive bunch. You know, it's where I think it's where the attraction to alcohol comes from and those that do drugs and all the rest of it, man. But we are sensitive souls, and some of us have had very difficult upbringings, this sort of thing. And the pressure release valve, the opportunity to put some of that on the back burner or just to make that noise dim a little bit is your music, your guitar playing, you know. And there are people out there that I think that will be the case. They're not listening to Danny, they're listening to you. They're listening to those guitar counterpoints that you do. That sort of thing. I know that I was doing that. I can tell you that for a fact. On principle, man, I can tell you that absolutely that's what I was doing. And I think it's important that you have someone say that to you, and maybe remember it a bit later if some of these darker times do come back, because it is important that you do that. There is an esoteric scale. There is something beyond the physical realm where all of this great work that you've put in, it is actually going to be recognised at some point in time. I know it's very hard to sort of see that now because God knows I question what we're all doing here because it just doesn't make any sense, meaning alive. I'm not saying I'm not depressed or anything. I love life, but I'm saying none of it makes sense. No, I don't understand it. Stephen Hawking is the closest person who gave me an answer, which is that he said the only thing you can tell us is that it is important that we are alive and we are contributing and always trying to become more us, not better, but just more us. I don't know what the fuck he gets it. If I'm going to listen to anybody, I'm listening to Hawking.
Yeah, right. I mean, I think, you know, because after like that, just looking at it at that point of view, I think because I had so long off not playing, it is now coming back. And because I think you actually nailed it on the head as well, that what I'm doing now is not just everything but music. It's, I think, it's definitely the right point in time, and I'm meant to be doing this. Because, like I said before, nothing feels forced, nothing feels wrong at all. And every time I hear a new piece of music come out, it's absolutely spot on. And Adrian, again, like the keyboard player, he's like, he's convinced this album's going to be fucking huge. But I'm like, dude, I don't care if it's huge or not. I'm doing this purely just to love of writing music, I don't care if it doesn't sell anything or if it sells fucking 100 copies, whatever. I don't care. I just want to get it out there so people can actually hear the ideas that I've got. And I'm basically just getting back into playing guitar again, just plain and simple, just that. And I'm just writing music that I want to write because I like doing it. There's no other, like I said, there's no other ulterior motives. There's no other, I'm not planning on trying to get another music career off the ground or fucking any of that shit. To be honest, I don't want that anymore. All I want to do is just release an album, just get it out there and just get people to enjoy what I'm doing. And that's it. That's really that simple.
It's noble, and I hope it turns out, man. And yeah, something tells me that I think you've got to be, God, I'm not telling you anything you don't already know, but the long game's the way to be in it, but you've got to have the right reasons. And when I say the right reasons, they've got to match what's in your spirit and your soul. And it sounds like you've done the hard yards.
Oh, this is totally, this totally matches. This new band, this music I'm doing definitely matches.
Yeah, I was saying, man, what about the video side of things? Did you mention the video component? That's the images and the graphics that you're putting together?
Yeah, the ideas I've got for that, I'm not going to say because it's the camera works a little bit different. But it's pretty fucking dark again as well. It's not just the typical. I mean, a couple of the videos ideas I had, they're just performance videos, but with a slight twist to it. Just to really suit the music and really suit the band atmosphere as well. They're not going to go off on tangents, just us jumping around on fucking, just like, oh, here we are in a fucking warehouse or whatever. So it's definitely a lot of thought. Definitely with a few other people involved. It's we'll put it this way, it's definitely in keeping with the UnNamed Horrors entity that it is. But then again, like, I don't know when we're going to shoot that because of the whole fucking lockdown, COVID and stuff. But all the ideas, they're on paper, and then once we can get around to it, we'll get around to it, Because I know one thing I'm not going to do is fucking lyric videos. Those things are terrible.
Oh, thank God. I'm clapping. Oh, thank God you say that.
That's never going to happen. Things? They're terrible. I don't understand why people do it. They're so fucking cheesy. It's unbelievable.
Oh, they are. I'm so glad you said that. I do not understand them one bit. Just don't do a video or do a live video or something. I don't know. But don't do a lyric video.
When the label puts out, because the label wants to release some singles leading up to the release date. And I just said to them, no fucking lyric videos. It's not happening. I says, all you want to do is just put the album. So they said, yeah, we'll just do an album picture. We'll do like the label logo, on a black background. I said, yep, that's all you need to do. I said, don't any fucking motions. The only time when somebody's going to see a video from the band is when we've shot it professionally and it comes out officially. That's the only fucking time. Until that happens, you're not going to see any visuals on video.
Okay, sweet. Good. Thank you for doing that, by the way. Yeah, it's a lot of the Nuclear Blast. I love Nuclear Blast, by the way, but a lot of their bands do that, and I can't watch them. I've watched too many of them, suffered through them for the purposes of just getting some ideas for questions and interviews, this sort of thing. But they're just, to me, my opinion is they're a cheap and nasty way of trying to communicate with the fans.
This is just a cop out. I don't understand why you'd want to. I don't understand why, in my view, I don't understand why you want to cheapen your band by doing that. Why would you want to do? Why would you want to invest in something? And some people charge a fortune to do that stuff as well. So why would you want to do? Yeah, why would you want to do something like that? See, my argument's always been, why would you want to do something that somebody else has already done a million times? I don't get why you just want to jump on a bandwagon. It's the same with like anything, any music, guitar playing or whatever. because you'll get like people go, oh yeah, start a new band, and they'll go like, oh yeah, or why don't we play music like this band, or we'll play this band's music, or we'll do this. Well, why do you want to do that? So I understand if you want to do it just for playing guitar's sake, yeah, great. If you don't want a career out of it, but if you're looking into getting like a music career out of it and you're looking for long term, then why do you want to do something that somebody else has already been recognized for? Because it's not going to happen.
That. Yeah, you said that in that other podcast to listen to. Actually, you made some great points there about the marketing side of things. I think any young guys or girls that are thinking about starting a heavy band or a rock band or something, that should listen to that from that perspective, because everything you said resonated both from personal experience and what I see. Bands that, I don't know if in Australia it was terrible in the 90s because just about every band was trying to copy Morbid Angel. And a few other bands started to come out, and that happened everywhere, by the way, because of how massively influential Trey is. But I didn't even like going to gigs because it was like, oh yeah, I can hear. So this is the Altars band and this is the Blessed of the Sick band. You know what I mean? You can tell the style that they're mining. And of course, none of those bands are around now. Whereas the original bands that were in Australia, like Armored Angel and stuff, they might not be around anymore either, but they've still got a fan base, like a cult fan base, that sort of thing. You got to be original, and it's hard to be original, but isn't it? But it's because you've got to let inspiration strike instead of, oh no, we're just going to do this and then throw in a few covers for good measure. It's so, people don't realise the work that it takes to have a band that doesn't even break even, but has a chance of breaking even.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of work going. I mean, we've been writing this stuff for almost a year now. You know, and it's gone through so many. Well, it's not quite that many, but as the keys and the choirs and the orchestra's starting to evolve more, the songs are evolving more, and then I'm having to like restructure stuff to make it fit better. You know, so it's evolving and it's transforming into this stuff, into this, like I said, its own beast. But hey, we've got to start at some point. Basically, everything's going to be done, mixed and mastered, fucking hell, within a few months, because it's like, because we need a decent lead time before the release date by the end of the year. But yeah, so we've got to come to a point where we're going, we're not going to change it anymore. That's enough, right? Because we keep going backwards and forwards. We're always tweaks, slightly rearranging, and then eventually we're going to have to go, no more, stop. That's it. That's absolutely fucking amazing. Just stop fucking tweaking it.
Yeah, the good art is always abandoned and never finished. I think that's what you're saying there.
Pretty fucking much, and that's what it's like. I mean, when somebody from what I might do at some point is, once the album's out and you play the songs, what I might do, I might put a couple of demos up online just to go, this is what it first sounded like, and now this is what it sounded like now it's on the album. They'll hear the difference, they'll go, fuck, and now they're so different.
Oh, well, I mean, there are always ideas that you can explore on the second album, though, aren't they? If you get to a point where you're like, we've just got to get this thing out.
Yeah, we've gone for the second album. When I was talking to Adrian once, and I said, like, you know what I want to try and do? I'm going to try and just on one song, I want to see how it works. I just want to take, because I really like Rush, right?
Nice.
And so what I might do is do one song which is heavily Rush influenced, but in the style of the UnNamed Horrors, but with the really like haunting orchestra and choirs and stuff as well. So it's more of like a real dark version of that type of stuff, but really dark and groovy sounding, you know, but heavily influenced by like Rush songs. Just see how it sounds, just something to play around with, you know.
Well, you're inspired at the moment, so follow that muse. Follow that muse. I mean, this stuff's going to. Well, it's going to be there for posterity's sake. It's always going to be out there, so you might as well just do what you think is the right thing to do, rather than.
I know. See, the thing is, the people I'm working with now, I know it's going to sound fucking amazing by the time we messed around with it. But it's like it'd be quite interesting to hear how it sounds, you know, just to hear how it will actually come out, because you would never think like Rush and the stuff I'm doing all mixed together, but the way I listen to it, we listen to Rush, and while I interpret it over to my style. In my head, it works. So we'll see. actually disable. I don't want to read reviews. I'm not interested because I don't give a shit what anyone else thinks about it. I don't want to hear negative stuff. To be honest, I don't want to hear good stuff either. I just want to be in my own bubble, write music,
I'm hearing you.
and just put it out.
Dear God, am I hearing you? I do the same thing with the podcast. I appreciate, look, I've got to say, I only ever get positive comments, but that's because I love listening to people like you. And the fact that I can talk to you and I have different conversations with people like you. Yeah. It's never about me. But I'm with you, mate. There's a few times where I've got a troll or something like that. And I've got to ask the other thing, it's so strange. You know, it's always some shithead in a local band around here, meaning in Australia, who doesn't like the way I've conducted an interview because there's a big tall poppy thing in Australia. You know, they think if I'm talking to somebody, you know, I don't know, there's so many wankers around, man. It's not just Australia. There's so many wankers around everywhere. And just to dovetail that point, though, and I think you'll understand now, can you see why I'm so keen to write people's autobiographies, to get the real story out there, which is the whole reason why I said I won't do PR? Because the media, and and I've got skin in the game here, mate. I'm losing money hand over fist at the moment because I'm not employed. I'm banking on becoming an author and not writing for news media, writing for News Corp. I haven't gone for. I haven't even gone for jobs, but there are jobs there. But I just haven't gone for any. But I feel like this is my calling. A bit like you, I feel like this is what I'm meant to do. But the detail in the reason that I feel like I'm meant to do this is because I want to get to the bottom of things, and it's just about getting to the bottom of. Forget words like the truth. It's about your story. You know, the Paul Allender story. Your story out to people. This is it. You wrote this. These are your. I might be the pen, but they're your words. So you wrote it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and that's what I'm saying to everybody that I'm talking to, writing this book, writing books about. What I said to Nick Barker, you know, it's your story. Just tell me what to write. I'll just put it together. I'll just try to make it make sense for you. Then fans can fuck all of that shit off, the metal injections and the blabbermouths and all of that stuff, banger TV and all of that childish, immature bullshit. That doesn't reflect my version of heavy metal, if that makes sense. My version of heavy metal is uplifting, it's spiritual, it's soulful. You understand what I mean? It's soul food.
Oh yeah, exactly.
You know, and it's not drama. You know, and that's why I'm so keen to do this.
Yeah, no, exactly. I get it. You know, to be honest, I'm not really that bothered if any of the zines pick it up or the fucking website or whatever. I just don't, I'm not bothered about it because, you know, in the end, I'm just not, because the experience I've had with them before, I'm like, I'm not going to have anything tarnish the hard work that's going into this album and the role I'm on right now with it and like the love and like the inspiration I've got going for it. You know, so all that, so through experience, all that drama went through experience, I've severed all of it. You know,
for the best.
I've cut the heads off of it. I'm not interested, you know, because I'm not going to have anything getting in the way of me actually physically enjoying my guitar playing again.
And long may that continue, brother. You know, I meant what I said before about, of course, I don't know for sure. I probably never will, but I do believe that you're the type of guitarist, given the breadth and the span of your recorded catalogue, someone somewhere along the way has been having the very worst day of their life, far worse than you and I have ever had. And they might have listened to your music and they've made a decision, well, this has made me feel a bit better. Maybe life isn't completely fucking shit. And I do totally believe that's happening.
I mean, that's another reason why, or another one of the reasons why the songs are about what they're about. You know, it's, like I said, I didn't want to write about, I mean, the Lovecraft influence is purely aesthetics. It's not the music, you know. It's the music is obviously tied in with it because it's all psychological, but it's, or the lyrics, should I say, because it's all psychological, but I wanted to do something which was more present today. So you've got people, whether they're kids, adults or whatever, old grandparents, whatever, no matter how old you are, everybody goes through some point of lows in their life, you know. So, and these songs are about those lows, people dealing with depression, people dealing with suicide, dealing with loss and stuff like that. So what we've done, that's the general feel of it. But like I said, it's written on a psychological level, which keeps it in the concept of H.P. Lovecraft. And because and it's been directed, like I said, it's been directed towards the guy in the biography. So it's not about one actual person. So it's a whole of like the feeling of like the lower part of like human life. On a psychological level, human life. It's made a little bit more fictional because of the guy. It's about the guy in the biography.
I haven't spoken to a massive detail about it with Stuart, but he will have to be a part of it. But Nick, of course, is on board. And when Les saw, and I can finally find him and chat to him, because God knows I've reached out to him, but he doesn't check his socials. Don't blame him, but still I just can't reach out to him. I'll do the same thing for you too, man, with the book, because you were certainly in there. You recorded that book with you recorded that initial version of Dusk and wrote the songs on there, which there's 2 albums that changed that band's career. That's Dusk and Cruelty. Without those 2, the career doesn't happen afterwards, of course. And you were the bedrock of that through Total Fucking Darkness and Principle of Evil Made Flesh. And look, as I say, mate, I'm curious. I want to get the truth. If it's not I don't want to use words like the truth, but it's your story out there about these sort of things. And I meant what I said earlier too, man. Like, I'm not expecting it to happen in the next year or 2, or maybe even the next 5. But hopefully, you remember we've had this conversation, man. And whenever you're ready, and I hope you are ready one day, man, to put your story out there, your book, that is, I'd love to help.
Yeah, cool, dude. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we'll chat about it when it comes to it.
Yeah, as I say, no pressure. I'm definitely not the guy, man. I mean, look, it's meaning that I'm not the guy to put any pressure on anybody on these sort of things.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So we'll chat about it once that time comes.
Hope you enjoyed that conversation with Paul Allender, former guitarist in Cradle of Filth. For many more conversations with the current and former members of Cradle of Filth, you'll find them right here on my YouTube channel and over at scarsandguitars.com, which is another important point because I've interviewed well over 550 of the leading lights from the world of extreme metal, hard rock, heavy metal, and beyond, and you can search for them all until your heart is content on the Whooshka widget on the website. If you could like, subscribe, and share, I'd appreciate that, but even better, leave a comment. That's what helps. My name's Andrew Mackay Smith, and I'm the host of the Scars and Guitars podcast series. It's goodbye for now.